Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Season 4, Episode 3 of True Detective. Last we find out that Clark, I believe his name is the guy missing from the bunch of doctors frozen in ice. We also find the trailer. In the trailer is a bunch of creepy, weird shit. The spirally design is on the roof of the trailer. I also looked in the comments right before I got here, and I didn't go and recap myself, but I thought that I found Travis familiar. It's just that I watch so many shows and so many things come and go that I'm like, it must just be from something else. He even reminded me of the dude from Independence Day, Data. I think it's Data. Doesn't Data play the dude, the crazy scientist with the glasses? But either way, Travis, I am told, is actually the guy from Season 1. It's funny because my sister was asking me about the show, and her boyfriend checked it out, and I specifically said how none of the seasons ever intertwine. And now they're intertwining. So right after I said that, I'm contradicted. Maybe I've been wrong since the beginning. Have the others been involved? I don't recall. And I didn't see Season 3, so I can't even tell you. But I didn't think Season 2 had anything to do with Season 1. And I didn't think this one was going to have anything to do with those. But Travis did look familiar. And he ends up being the guy from Season 1. And it is just as weird and morbid with all like the symbols and the drawings and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess that is our answer. There is connections being had. That being said, it really doesn't solve anything or answer any questions. It just kind of makes a connection in my mind. But Clark was missing at the end. And there's a giant body, or a giant body. There's a giant pile of thawing bodies at the ice skating rink. Nobody likes Danvers. Navarro is a little stern, but I like her the best. I thought I'd love Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster is acting great, but her character is just an annoying biatch. We had Doctor Who in the last episode. They had a little fling. I'm assuming he's going to be in this one because he wants to bring the bodies back to Anchorage. Let's just jump in. But there is definitely some weird, almost supernatural type stuff similar to Season 1. And that was the best one in my opinion. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full. All of Season 1, every episode of this season. Season 2 we did not do. But either way, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Ted Lasso. We're doing Percy Jackson right now along with this. Hundreds of other movies and shows full unedited in the description link for Patreon. If not, Season 4, Episode 3, True Detective. I love shots like that in snowy, mountainy terrain. Enos, I've said this before. Oh.
In Masu Kaltok, you're under arrest for trespassing and the destruction of private property at the Silver Sky mining facilities.
She's 10 centimeters dilated.
She's pregnant.
Contractions every 2 minutes. It's a birthing center. The last one in the region.
I'm pretty sure I heard tearing. I don't know, but I don't want to think about it. I mean, that's beautiful. Everything's beautiful. Baby born beautiful. Great.
Annie!
You have to disappear.
Annie, what's happening? Please, please.
I feel like it's no. No, yeah, okay. I was gonna say, I feel like the baby's gonna wake up. I was like, Jesus, are you gonna start the episode with a baby dying? Like, please don't do that.
Now we can go.
All right, take Annie away. 7 years later. 5th day of night, which is 7 years later. Navarro aged very well.
Listen up. Suspect is Raymond Clark. 5'11". Brown hair, brown eyes. He's got at least a 48-hour head start on us, so we gotta move.
You want him alive.
Do we?
Here, Annie K's cell. Crack that, will you?
Here's the day.
Killed her. And he shot himself.
That's not creepy.
They were both dead when we got there. Navarro couldn't get over it. She was.
They were both dead when we got there, so she lied. I feel like she wants to be a good person, and she's just seen so much shit.
Go tell your dad. That came out in May 2016.
Ariana
We
Grande.
played it all the time.
I was
Birthday.
like, what?
Drove me nuts.
No one sees them together. A secret affair.
You still fucking that dog runner, bootlegging guy, Kavik? Or are you back with girls?
You're still fucking...
Nobody here knows about Ted.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, that gets too close to work.
Come on, Liz.
Somebody was there with them
Yeah,
that day.
who's taking these pictures? Unless they said, yeah, that's...
It has to be more like this one.
It's not a print.
Hey, I'm gonna be another 20. The light shift blue, wasn't it? You lied to me. And you just decided not to tell me. Your friend was dead. This one?
Yeah, she dreamt it. We're in high school. Bunch of times.
What the hell?
I just didn't want to talk to you because you'd have known me. So I didn't leave my name. But I told him about Clark.
Who'd you talk to?
Freaking Pryor's dad.
Pryor, where's your dad?
What's Danvers up to?
You received a direct call about Annie Kay's and Raymond Clark's relationship. Tell me why the fuck you withheld information from a murder investigation.
Oh, please.
I love it. In front of his kid and Navarro, she throws his coffee in his face.
My cousin lives in White Lake. He's a vet.
How long before you can get him here?
You tell me something, I tell you something.
Dad was bad. He drank, and one day she ran out and never came back.
Was she?
She was killed. Fucker was never found.
He's like, I'm sorry I asked that question.
Sorry, Eve.
Don't get me wine.
You're the chief of police's daughter, aren't you? Anybody who cares is welcome here.
Lee? Have you been hanging out with those people that are vandalizing the mine? No. Are you insane? Do you know what happens to those people? I told you to wipe that shit off your face. Come on.
Do you know Aviat Carter's baby was stillborn today?
Hey!
Oh, God. Get my mommy.
Hello, sir. We're looking for Oliver Tagak.
Not sure he's around.
I mean, let's be real. She's like, he's not a suspect.
Mr. Tagak?
He's possibly a
Alaska
suspect.
Police?
She's gonna break in.
You're standing on traditional Uzbek territory. I'll blow your brains out.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with this guy. He's already locked and loaded.
What's your name?
I'm AT Evangeline Navarro.
Kenya Atkin. Who are you?
No, who are you really?
I just told you.
If you don't have an arrest order, you need to leave.
You want us to get one?
Your ex-colleagues. They're dead.
Land is dead.
No, he's in the hospital. He's not doing well. No.
Get the hell out of my house.
No, I just wanted to...
Go now! Get out of here! Or else come back!
Yeah, don't mess with these people.
Danvers.
Chief, we got a call.
We gotta see Lund. Oh my God.
He comes in and out. He's agitated.
Dr. Lund. My name is Elizabeth Danvers, Alaska Police. I'm here. Okay, Anders. Anders.
I woke her. She's out there. In the ice.
Who's out there?
Sedating him.
This is freaking nuts. It's like a horror movie.
Who came for you? Anders.
What is...
Fucking hillbillies.
Who are you calling a redneck?
Everyone just... Look at Danvers. Everyone's just going nuts. Oh shit, oh shit.
Hello, Evangeline. Your mother says hello. She's waiting for you.
That's not creepy at all. Oh God, he's gonna flatline. That's all, folks. That got crazy at the end.
Annie's phone. Cracked it.
I found it. It's here. If anything happens, please.
All right, everybody, that is it for episode 3 of season 4 True Detective. So crazy ending. This show is definitely a slow burn. We've said it before, the other seasons of True Detective are the same. I kind of forgot because so much time went by between seasons that was the way this show is. But in the end, we get some craziness. So this dude, the same dude who woke up in episode 2, the beginning of episode 2, I think it was, Anders, they amputated both legs, one of his arms. He's got frostbite on his fingertips. I can't believe that dude managed to stay alive as long as he did, but he flatlined at the end of this episode. Maybe they bring him back. I doubt it. I think the entire purpose of him being alive at that moment was to look at Navarro and say what he just said. So this goes way deeper. I feel Navarro isn't telling us a lot of things. Oliver, in the end there, when he was in the shack, was like, who really are you? You're not Navarro. Who are you? And she's like, I told you I am. And he's like, okay, you forgot. Did she forget stuff? Or is that his way of just being like, oh, you forgot? Like, you forgot who you are, where you came from, but she really does know. She just doesn't want to say anything. Or is it something like she really just did forget? I know, like, it's probably not that, but I don't know. It could be like, this show is so mysterious and so many weird things are happening. This dude didn't even know that all these colleagues were murdered, supposedly, or at least dead. And we just tell him, and then he shoves us out the door, almost kills us. I wasn't sure if he was going to kill himself. At that point, I was like, oh my God, is he going to close the door and we're going to hear like boom and he's going to blow his own head off? He didn't know what was going on, but he could probably tell us some things or answer some things. But Anders at the end there told us the most. He said there was a girl that we awoke, which we knew. That was the guy that was convulsing in the video with the other dude that was making the thing, shaking, convulsing, and he's like, we woke her up. So they awoke a girl. And by awaking the girl, they all died of fright. We have Pryor's friend come in and explain to us that no people would die like this from being frozen to death. And I thought the same thing. I don't know if I said it in the first episode, but if you, I've seen movies and documentaries of the dudes from like the airplane that crashed in the Andes. They just made a new show or a new movie, Society of Snow or something like that, based on the same thing. But I've watched many a documentary with people trapped in icy conditions, and you don't sit there like, I'm freezing to death, and then freeze in a state of shock with your mouth wide open. You are going to freeze to death like this. And like he said, you're either going to fall asleep because your blood pressure drops so long, like your body temperature gets so low. He basically said you kind of just fall asleep and it's almost peaceful. These guys were like literally like in sheer fright and horror, screaming with their mouths wide open, with their hands out and stuff. So the friend is like, yeah, these guys didn't freeze to death. Something scared the crap out of him. And then he compared it to the caribou, which we saw in the very first scene of the entire season. So that was confirmed. But then at the very... Well, I mean, there's 100 other things. There's the girl going to the protest, the Lee going to the protest and seeing the water is really black. They're handing out water bottles of black water. Clearly, the mine is fucking with these people's lands. So I'm assuming the mine, whether it's intentionally involved or not, is involved. Whether they're doing it directly or their polluting of the water and everything is affecting some sort of traditional culture's mythology of craziness. I don't know. It could go as, I mean, clearly something supernatural is happening because people are having visions left and right, and people are just writing it off like that's Enos. Enos is like, you just have visions when you're here. And now a guy who is dying or just died in flatline sat up in bed, clear as day, looked right at her, talked to her, his eyes are glowing blue, and he's like, yeah, your mother's waiting for your father. I don't know, whatever that frick they said. Your mother's waiting for you or whatever. I'm going to go back and recap it. But I also noticed Jodie Foster's eyes got crazy blue halfway through this episode. I don't know if they always were, but that's the blue that these guys, Anders' eyes were that kind of blue. So I don't know if she's connected in some other crazy kind of way, because we were talking about find this kid's mother, and it was the little kid with the one-eyed polar bear, and we saw Danvers' flashback, but we never really confirmed exactly who that was to her. I'm assuming it was her child, and maybe the child passed away like the guy who is the father of Lee. But there are so many other mysteries. I'm talking too much. I'm going to go edit this up. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full, unedited, all of season 1. We're also doing Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, the new Percy Jackson, Stranger Things, and Cobra Kai final seasons coming soon. All 3 seasons of Ted Lasso are up there in full, hundreds of other movies and shows, full, unedited. Patreon link in the description. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.